sure that also, Erin, only the people that are present here in the group reading get a copy of the recording also. Awesome. Well, let's dive in, ladies. So here's what you can kind of expect from me over this next sacred amount of time. As a life and business psychic medium, I love using my gifts to tap into a variety of messages that are just waiting to come to you from your guides, from the universe, from past loved ones. This is a little different experience than what I have done most recently. Most of the time, what I do is I use it for women in business. So where most of you might have a business today, I'm also going to be just allowing like my mediumship to step forward. So if there's past loved ones for you, they might come forward in this container. So just know it's going to be kind of very open to what wants to come through when I'm kind of like stepping into the space with you. I think the biggest thing to know about me is questions work the best. So if there is something where you are feeling stuck, you would like some guidance, you would like some type of inspiration, some type of motivational message, clarity, that could be on life, that could be on business, it could be on relationships, it could be on money. I love tapping into all of those areas for the women that I'm delivering readings to. So make sure as those kinds of things are coming up, or as you hear me giving a reading to somebody else, you're like, oh, I would love to know that for myself. Please let me know. I'm happy to tap in. Sometimes I think the other thing too is the messages that come forward might not always make sense in this moment. What I've learned from doing this for almost 9 years and doing over 5,000 readings, insane to me, is that there are some things that are meant, like that's that psychic premonition, right? Of something I'm sensing, seeing. If it's not resonating for you now, it's probably something that's coming or something that will be in the future. Sometimes things can be, I do my best to deliver messages that are from a place of love and light and comfort and guidance and are meant to like enlighten the highest path for your highest good. Sometimes the universe knows that some of those messages need to come to me and through me. That might be what I would say a little trick. They can be triggering. I tell people often be ready for tears, triggers, or truth bumps. Those three things can often happen inside of a reading. It's like the triple T. One of the three, most likely, if not all three, you will experience here. And that's totally normal. The other thing that I always feel like I have to give a disclosure on is there is something about the energy that can be very activating in readings like this. And so I just want to give you like, I guess like a heads up that over probably the next 24 to 48 hours, your senses are going to also be heightened from being in that type of energetic vibration. So don't be surprised if you start thinking like, holy shit, am I psychic too? Like, I feel like I know this for this person, or things start coming to you because you're just more open because of these types of experiences. It doesn't necessarily mean just because of me, but just these types of experiences tend to awaken your senses as well. So everybody excited? The more open you are, the easier it is for me to kind of like tap in. I need to turn my phone off. Otherwise, the distractions will be super annoying. Airplane mode. I would also say I would invite you all to do the same thing and try to be as present as possible. All right, here we go. I always like to do, especially when I'm tapping into like my gift of mediumship, I always really like to have just like a sacred moment here to kind of feel into everything. So, spirit and angels of love and of light, I just ask that you come to the gateway of my soul and of everybody's soul that is here and protect from all that is negative. I ask to be a clear receiver, and I ask to be able to bring forward messages that are full of love and light and can provide comfort and guidance and can illuminate a path for everybody's highest good. Thank you. Okay, let's do it. Mel, let's put you in first since you got places to go, people to see today. How are
I'm
you,
so
gorgeous?
excited to see you, Amber.
Same. Okay, so a couple of things. First thing that comes up for me is this feels like your year. This feels like 2023. It feels like all the prep work, all the groundwork, all of the seeds, all of the planting, you get to reap and harvest this year. I see a for sale sign, which I want to argue with because knowing you, I know that you are currently like renovating your dream home. So I want to argue with that for sale sign, and yet it's there. Like sometimes when I get things like that, the human part of me that knows things starts to argue with that. And it's like, no, that couldn't be possible because I know, universe, that she's renovating, and yet there it is. It's a for sale sign. So doesn't necessarily mean that your existing home, you're going to be selling it. It could be that you buy another property, you invest in a business or a location, something along those lines. But I definitely feel some type of real estate transaction happening in 2023. I feel like I'm seeing, so I get your dad and I get your son, kind of like I feel like the three of you, and almost like a what I would say is like a triangle format. And I know that your dad has passed away. And I feel like there is some type of message, Mel, around, like I see him around your son when your son is playing. I'm sorry, I don't remember how old your son is, but I'm going to say 6 or younger. And I see him like playing. I see your dad just kind of like being just very much a guardian for him, just very much a guardian angel. And I feel like he's trying to say that there is a level of almost like a level of presence that is missing. There's a level of presence that's missing from you. He's almost showing me like you have one foot in business and one foot in family all the time. Like you're never fully, completely present in those moments because your mind is going to one or the other. If you're doing business, you're like, shit, I should be this. There's always a I should be. Does that resonate for you?
That's an interesting one. I think I have been like that historically, definitely. I think I've been really conscious of having a lot more present moments with Maxie and really appreciating him. And I feel my dad in those moments too, definitely. But I mean, I'm so purpose led, I'm just so driven by that I understand the message for sure. But I think a couple of years ago, it would have resonated a lot more than it does now. And the for sale
this
sign
feels like it's really connected to the thoughts you're thinking.
Okay.
Not that there isn't enjoyment and appreciation and love in those moments with your little man and with your partner. Like it's not that. It's more the constant like loop of thoughts that I'm kind of like connecting into here.
Okay.
Just know going forward, just maybe
Pay
even bring
attention to that.
more awareness, I mean, the thoughts that we think, I mean, sometimes we don't even realize what we're thinking. I mean, we just don't. So, okay. And then the for sale sign.
So it's really interesting because I had a session, first our astrology session a couple of weeks ago with this amazing woman, and And she said exactly what you've said.
Mm.
2023 is your year. And she said, and I feel like you're going to move house. And I was like, no, I don't think so. We're going to buy something else at some point. So she said exactly the same as you. She didn't say the for sale sign, but she said the same thing. So that's really interesting, because I do definitely have an ambition to buy somewhere else. I just didn't think it would be so soon.
Yeah,
And
I think it's, yeah, I would, in fact, I would even say, and it feels like it's later in 2023, I would say
Mhm,
October.
mhm,
I think that, I think there's just like a variety of different things that fall into place, and it feels just like an incredible opportunity, and it all falls into place. So
yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
so that's very exciting.
Yeah.
What are some maybe specific questions or anything that you want me to connect into? Is there anything
Um,
about your mom? So I heard the word mom come in.
mm, that's a very challenging relationship for me.
Okay.
And
I don't think we've ever talked about that before.
no, um, I think so my mum and I have a very difficult relationship, and she's now got Alzheimer's and dementia.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. It was
and
literally about does she have some type of mental illness?
yeah, but she's
Um,
always had mental illness, not necessarily fully diagnosed, but yeah, she's got some pretty extreme personality disorders and stuff. So my relationship with her has really shaped a lot of who I am. And her and my dad were together up until about 10 years ago. So about 4 or 5 years before he passed away. And I think so I've done a lot of healing around my mum, but I sense there's probably more available for me to do this year as well around that stuff.
I want to use a different word here than healing. It feels like shedding. I
Mm,
would say a shedding.
hmm.
Um, I don't see that this is something that's like a right now what feels like you need to dig deeper or heal. Like it feels more like a shed, almost like also a shedding of like tangible things. Did she collect a lot of things or have a lot of stuff or clutter or that kind of like
Yeah, she
things?
did. Yeah, yeah, she does. I mean, she's downsized significantly now, and I don't think there'll be
Yeah.
anything else. Like, I don't really have any of her stuff. I've got some of my dad's stuff.
Are you responsible for any of her things? Are you any of her
No,
stuff?
that's my sister.
Okay. I would encourage you to connect with your sister about this. Is that also kind of a strained relationship? Okay. That I would say, if anything, is where the healing maybe needs to happen and the forgiveness. Even though you might feel like you've done it a lot, I would say that's the relationship. And I need you to really need you to know that she needs you way more than you realize, even if she acts like she doesn't. Even it feels like she can be quite judgmental and quite negative. And um, where I know that that's difficult for you to be around, you have got to find a way to like connect with her and give some, that would be the thing. That's probably where this was all leading, is to that.
Okay.
I feel an extreme amount of overwhelm, to the point that I feel like she might have an eating disorder. Um, I'm not sure which way that's going, if it's overeating or undereating, but overeating,
Undereaten. Hmm.
undereating. Yeah, but it feels like it's really bad. It feels like, or it's getting worse. It's progressing. Um, I wasn't sure which way it was going, but I feel like I feel like there's a chance that that relationship could be become one of the most significant relationships in your life, where you're like, holy shit, I had no idea that we could be like this. I really feel that, strongly feel that. Not that that's not going to take work, but it's going to be worth the work.
That's really interesting for me, because I just don't feel like I have the bandwidth for it, you know, or I don't choose to have it. I think that's it, right? Like, I don't choose to have the bandwidth. And so my trauma response, because we're both really shaped by the trauma from our mum, is avoidance. Like, that's definitely the way that I've dealt with it, and hers is control.
Well,
so
isn't it interesting that this is inviting you into the opposite of retreating, which would also help her with hers, which is control, which would be to let you in.
Yeah.
That's the shadow work.
Yeah, it is, because I've done my work. That's how I feel. And it feels like, you know, some relationships, it feels like they pull you back into a version of yourself that you just don't like. And
Yeah, that's not what this feels like. This feels like you get to go into this who you are now and be very strong in that without having to explain it and express it and prove it. Like, you just are who you are now. And she needs to see and be and feel that type of energy, Mel. She really does. Feel good? Probably. Well, actually, probably not.
Yeah, no,
probably.
I need to get,
but
I need to digest that a bit more. That came up in the other session as well.
Okay, well, when you have two psychics telling you the same thing, you might want to listen up, sister.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I don't think so. I need to just digest that last bit a little bit. I don't think so. Just, is there anything else about 2023 that you see that feels important or significant or exciting?
I'm not sure what the energy is around like a podcast, but I feel like there's something about that in your voice there that could be really just, that could be a great marketing method for you, especially just from what I know from research and from doing podcast. This is more just like from my perspective. Your accent, women in America love to listen to women with accents. There's something about it for us. So I would think that that might just be a really incredible way for you to call in some leadership opportunities, some collaborations. I really want to see you collaborate in 2023. Yeah.
Amazing.
Feel good?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Always here for you. So good to see you. Hi, Brianna. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah. I guess my questions mainly are about money and you know, releasing patterns around money to be open to receiving more, and focusing on having clarity in my business and giving those offers out.
What kind of business do you have?
I also am a psychic, clairvoyant.
Oh, wonderful. I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so you are a psychic, and is that your full-time income? Or is there something else? I feel like there's something else.
I have some funds that I'm basically just like hanging out on for a little while.
Okay, that's what yeah, but I feel like that's almost like a disservice to you right now. I see you like see the amount like start to dwindle, and that like makes like this anxious feeling start to kick up of like, oh shit, I better go do something. And I feel like the action that you start to take comes from a place of you're gifted. But there's always this like, I need money energy that you go and take action from.
Mm,
Does that match for you?
yeah.
So I also feel like, are you just, or do you mainly sell like readings? And I would say like, do you do some like energy healing? Do you call them energy healings?
Yeah, I do Reiki as well, and I do. I was trained to do readings with energy healing, so I do them both. And then I
Perfect.
also kind of have packages where I have a master's in process work as well, which is like a therapeutic um, facilitation method. So I do them both together, and I'm hoping to do like group classes this year as well. More.
Okay, so the other thing that I'm really kind of sensing here is that the majority of what you're doing, are they like individual sessions or like kind of one-off readings?
Uh,
Um,
right now, the majority is what I'm doing are packages, but I have just kind of released like more one-off sessions.
are they packages where you do readings, like they can buy like 3 readings in a package, or is it
No,
a progressive experience with you?
it's a progressive experience. So there's like
Okay,
where we have make an intention, we work on that intention together, and then I do like
for a
energy
period of
healing,
time.
yeah, around that intention, plus like, witnessing and kind of awareness work.
So that work for me, for you, feels like highest priority. It feels to me like that's where you get the most fulfillment also, versus just them getting, kind of like messages, downloads from you, channeled insight. I would really, um, I would really love to see you almost like that's like the only way to work with you. I would encourage you to maybe not even do those like one-off sessions anymore, and just explain to them that, it's not a one and done experience, that it's the longer term that makes the transformation possible. And that to me feels like what you really want to do is help them fully have a transformation, manifest whatever it is that they desire, heal what really is ready to be healed. So the one-off sessions, there's just not enough time in that. Not that they can't be profound moments, right? Not that there can't be beautiful messages that come through, but the real work for you and the real fulfillment for you is in these packages. I really, really sense that. I also get a feeling that you are undercharging. Does that match?
I guess my packages range like 3 to 6 months, and they're around like 1,200 to like 3,000, depending on like what
A
pack.
month
No, like
or
for the
the
whole thing,
total?
the
Right.
total.
Yeah, I feel like you're ready to also elevate who your client is that you welcome into your space.
Mm,
You give a lot of your time and a lot of your energy, way more than just the session.
yeah,
You think about them. I don't know if there's like in between access, like via text or box or
yeah.
something, but
Uh-huh.
it feels like you're giving and giving and giving and giving so much, and you're being energetically depleted, but not financially elevated from the packages the way that they're structured. So my invitation to you would be to double your price.
Okay. Yeah.
2023, day one, January 1, your prices are now doubled. I would, I also feel like, okay, so I don't know why I keep seeing this, because this is not something like I normally tap into. And I might even say it wrong, but do you know the like the spiritual icon, is it the Ganesh, the
Ganesh.
elephant, the
Yeah.
Ganesh?
Ganesha.
Is that something significant for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about
I
that.
have a
I
relationship with him. I lived in India. I
oh,
lived with a guru for like 5 years, and I have a lot of kind of Hindu like background, and
why
I
are you not doing stuff more with that? I really feel that. Like I'm getting like almost like if you can see me, like it's like coming through me so strong for you. I'm like on fire for that for you. something about that you have not like maybe expressed enough or shared enough in your story or talked about, like, girl, you're fucking gifted with that particular like niche and nobody knows about it.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't like done any storytelling or anything around that. And I guess, yeah, it's, I guess I haven't figured out how to talk about it so much.
Just start.
Yeah, okay.
There is something really powerful. It's coming in for a reason, right? I mean, you know how like
Yeah,
when things come to us and through us, it is for a reason. I'm telling you, it is significant and can be significant in increasing the level of like connection and draw and attraction people have towards you.
yeah,
Like I mean, I feel like it should be a part of your brand.
yeah,
Like
okay.
there's something really powerful inside of that for you.
Yeah. I also have a spiritual name which I went by for a while, and then I changed it back to my regular name, which is a Sanskrit name. And I got a message a while ago like, oh, you should go with that name. And I was like, come on, man. I just like I've taken my one name as my kind of brand name and like shit, so
I don't think you have to completely change your brand name to that name, but you can incorporate it. Like
yeah,
talk about the significance of two names like that and how they both have different meanings. And
yeah.
I mean,
Is
there's
there anything from Ganesha, like anything you got like that? It was just, is he just a symbol of that tradition or?
I feel like it's more of like going back to like those like going back to like the roots in the beginning of your teachings there. I feel like you were like, holy shit, this is like a whole new world.
Yeah,
You were like a kid in a candy store. You were so in love and in awe with the universe and magic and like the power of like the spiritual realm. And I
yeah,
feel like you've just slowly kind of lost that for yourself. And there's just this message to come back to that.
yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I feel myself finding my way back to that through kind of another doorway, but a similar doorway. But yeah, yeah, totally. But that is
Don't be afraid to
awesome.
share that and share it. Like you're a great writer, but you don't write. I don't know what you're doing instead, but you're not writing and you're a great writer.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever wrote have you ever wrote blogs? Did you used to write blogs and you stopped?
Yeah, I did. I just was like, I don't know. I wrote them for my own website. I even wrote them for someone else actually as like a blog writer. And
I was gonna ask if I feel like you could be like almost like a columnist or a regular contributor for like Mind Body Green. Have you ever submitted any articles there?
no.
Go look at Mind Body Green. I feel a really strong pull for you to like write about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Go check it out.
All right. Yeah.
Very
Thanks.
cool.
That's
Good to see your smile. Yeah, I
a
love it.
message. Yeah, I've gotten that message. Like, it just, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, what is it with you people getting multiple messages and still not doing? Take this as your final notice. Final notice. So nice meeting you. Hope you stay in my world.
Thanks. Really nice to meet you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Allie, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Nice to talk with you.
meet you. Yeah. So tell me just a little bit as I like start to tap in here.
Okay. I am an accidental entrepreneur. I spent 20 years in corporate as a woman in tech, and then reached a point where I was very done with that and left without a plan. And
Which is unlike you.
I know. And so then kind of found my way through the encouragement of some people into starting my own business. And so I'm an executive career coach, leadership coach, work with a lot of high achieving, often women. And so I guess my big question is around my business. I had launched a program, a group program, a mastermind for this past year. Loved every minute of it. It was amazing. It was so like awesome and fulfilling for me. But I only had 4 people sign up, and I only had 2 people consistently show up. And I am to the point in the year where I'm trying to enroll for next year. And the people aren't stepping in, aren't saying yes, or I'm not talking to the right people. And so I guess I'm looking for some guidance or advice on kind of that piece.
Okay, so the first thing that comes to me before we get into that is I really feel like you are meant to be on some stages this year. I
Okay.
feel like you know you can speak, but you haven't been doing public speaking, or the level that you have been, there just has been like a handful of people there to hear what you have to say. And yet your message feels like so unique. And I don't often like feel like I am with women in business all day, every day for like almost 10 years, right? And so it's not, I feel like in some ways, a lot of people like, you know, like leadership coaches, executive coaches, thanking me, like, you know, but there's something unique about your style, about your delivery, about your message, about where it comes from, who you're for. That for me is what is going to fill your mastermind and any other program that you put out there. It feels to me like just not enough people have heard what you have to say, Allie. So what have you done? I feel like you're almost like talking, like the universe is like showing me this loop, like you're talking to the same people over and over again. There's not a lot of like new energy, new people coming in. Does that match?
Well, it's a weird mix. So like I was just doing an assessment of where did everybody come from this year, and I spoke at 4 different big events, and had conversations with people afterwards. But very few people signed on with me after having seen me speak. And so more than 80% of my business was referrals, current clients who renewed, or former clients who come back for, some other thing. And it's like, I've been asking myself the question actually of, am I doing the 80-20 rule wrong of, should I be focusing then on referrals and, like going back to those?
I think this is your own stage. And when I say stage, I don't mean like a physical stage. It could be like you could do your own event, but this feels to me like audience building for yourself and then hosting like your own. Did you host a lot of workshops or things like that in 2022?
So I did do, yes.
How did those turn out?
People love my workshops. People love working with me once they're sort of in and doing that. It's the getting to that point first.
Okay. So the next thing that I'm hearing is the word framework comes in. Do you have like a signature framework that you take your people through?
I do for all of my programs.
So the universe is like showing me like almost like this framework. People buy a framework. There's some type of disconnect from what happens. And I'm not a human design expert by any means, but do you know what your human design is? Have you ever done that one before?
I took that one.
Do you know, were you a manifesting generator?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's why this is coming in. I am not sure how this exactly like played out, but it feels to me like you would put all of your kind of eggs in these like one baskets at a time, and then you would almost like run out of steam, run out of energy to like really go then do the sales. Like, was there an expectation or just like almost like a holy shit, I just thought everybody would come in from this workshop or from this webinar or from this thing and they didn't, and then it feels like you lost steam? Does that match?
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to give you a complete paradigm shift around sales. I want you to go into 2023, maybe even test this out Q1. And I would love for you to host like 3 consecutive different workshops, webinars, masterclasses, whatever the hell you want to call it, doesn't matter. But I want you to go into it knowing that your call to action it's not done there. It is in the after part, right? And I'm gonna like actually let you watch and witness this today, when after this, I will reach out to you and you will kind of see like what
Okay.
I'm suggesting here. But I would love for you to see that it's really it's that pipeline, it's the relationship building. It's not probably from webinar 1, it's probably from webinar 3 that they'll actually convert. And it's the in-between space is when the selling happens. It's the ongoing connection. How are you? It's going a level deeper of thinking of this as like a compounding effect, right?
Yeah.
Like month 1 in webinar 1, I see like, you know, these people come and they're inspired, but they're not ready to buy yet. And you're like, sales are happening today. This is it. All your eggs, all your sales eggs are in that like one basket. And
Yeah.
then you're like, what the hell? Like nothing happened. And like, I see you just get like defeated and deflated. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? And you're not doing anything wrong. You've done everything right up until that point. That is when, for me, it feels like the level, like now you go even another level with them. Now you go another level with them. And actually, I want to change the way I just did that. You go another level with them. That's where you start to and get to go deeper with them. And then again, deeper. So I would, if I were you, my invitation would be to not, if you haven't enrolled anybody in your mastermind, let's set that down and give that a little bit of some space and grace, because you're
One person.
you have one person. Perfect. Well, that's okay. That's okay. You can also just work with them privately. You can just do some one-on-one until you start to get your next people. I really think that you're speaking, and then from there, think of it as relationship selling. Your relationship selling from there. It's not just at that one moment. It's a great starting point. It is the best. Like, I feel like that's really where it's like you've gone all up, all energy, all high. You deliver, you're pumped, your content's phenomenal, your teachings, your practices, like your coaching. And then you give maybe sometimes a sale. Like, I feel like you kind of start to waver and falter a little bit when you invite people to like come into a call or buy your program or talk about your mastermind. That's when things start to go like this. And then if you don't have somebody buy, like, it feels like it's like an immediate shutdown for you. It's an immediate energy drain. So we need to find a way to harness your energy as a manifesting generator to just keep going like this instead of this and this.
Got it. Okay.
Anything about that resonate?
It does. Yeah. I've been working a lot on sort of the sales side of things and trying to like not take it so personally. You know, like doing that work of like, okay, it's not me, it's, you know, a variety of things and all of the stuff. And
there's something, I don't mean to like interrupt you, but there's also something else. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry, but this just in from the universe. I also feel like you are not always following your intuition. I feel like you sense and feel things, like you're quite intuitive yourself, but you're not always maybe leading with that. You're going with like what you've learned in the past or what you know from the past.
Sure.
And I really want you and everybody to really, if you take anything away from this reading today, take this away. When you are going back there, that is the first indicator. It is coming from your mind, not from your heart, not from your soul, not from the universe. It's your mind trying to keep you stuck and on repeat and on loops of things that it only knows how to access, which is in your past. And so I feel like there's kind of some of this like repetitiveness. You're trying to do some of the same things over and over again. And it's time for something fresh and new that I feel like is ready to come to you and through you, but your mind is like blocking it.
Huh.
So really pay attention to like, this is the best thing you could ever ask yourself. Is this a new idea or is this a here we go again? Because the new ideas give us what we desire.
Okay. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anything you want me to tap into?
I guess my brain immediately wants to be like, okay, well, how long is it going to take to get that new idea? You know, like, let's build
Today.
it.
So the more that you can learn to switch the brain off and get present in the moment. And when I say present, like it is probably like my number one focus for 2023 is how present can I get today? How present can I be in this moment?
Okay.
Like fully present. And if you are fully present, you aren't thinking about shit.
Yeah.
So how can you find ways to turn that off? And instantly, when you do that, you give the universe green light energy that you are ready to receive a new idea. Get into your feminine energy and receive.
Okay. That makes sense.
Nice meeting you. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Can't wait. I like would love to hear from you too. Like if it works, what happens?
Yeah.
Lisa Montgomery, how are you? Oh, vibes. So whenever I start to like, Aaron's laughing. Whenever I start to like, da, da, like it's like energy frequencies going up. How are you?
Energy frequency and psychic abilities have been going crazy. So it's been pretty fun, but been pretty interesting every once in a while.
It's always interesting. It's what keeps me coming back for more every day.
I know.
What would you like me to tap into?
Business girl.
You know, I kind of feel some of the same things that I felt for Brianna for you. Like, I know that you're gifted. I kind of see this like you want to do one thing, but you hold yourself back from doing it. You want to charge this, but you I see a lot of bartering going on with yourself. Does that match? Are you
Guilty
bartering a lot? The back and forth. Okay, so the universe, so I'm seeing this disconnect, often a disconnect between the messages, like I'm going to say marketing messages that want to come to you and through you. And by the time you put it all together, you have like overanalyzed, overhowed, overthought, over edited it to like, then sometimes you don't even put it out. And if you do put it out, it doesn't get the response that you thought it would. Are you overthinking your message?
You can always answer that yes, every single time you ask me.
Have I asked you that before?
No, but if you ask me again, it'll be yes.
Okay,
yes.
well, that's what because the frequency of those messages, and when I say frequency, I mean like vibrational frequency,
Right.
and the actual amount of frequency that you share those is a direct correlation to the amount of clients that are on your roster. I really feel that. I don't always feel that for everybody, but I feel that for you. So we need your audience hungry for what you're going to say. So if you were going to put a post out inviting somebody to work with you, where would that energy, where would that idea, where would that invitation come from for you? I want you to have this relationship with your marketing that is like, I freaking can't not go say this.
Yeah, it's because what happens is I get the messages and they're brilliant. And then I sit on them because I really haven't started marketing yet. Honestly, that's why.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like I'm getting my
so-
branding done and everything. I'm like, I know,
Okay.
I know, but it's a great
Oh,
excuse.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
Lisa
Yes, my dear,
said with so much love and a little bit of ass kickery here.
I can handle it.
Your message is what captivates people. It's why, you know how I know that, you know how I know? Do you know how I know this is true? Because you are here. And you were captivated by something at some point I said, enough for you to set time aside to A, register for the giveaway, and B, to come and attend this for some inspiration. Look in this room, look in any Zoom experience you've ever been a part, any paid group I've ever had with Laura, without Laura, like it is the message that came to me and through me that felt so profound that I had to put it out there. I didn't
And
overthink it. I
have
didn't
been,
edit it.
I was just going to say, and I watch them to go, you're safe to go out and do this. You're safe to go out and
Yeah.
do this. Because that's a big issue I have is with safety
You know,
I know, but
well,
it's there.
I'm about to
so I need to
disrupt
work
this
on it.
for you.
Good.
I'm going to disrupt
Please
this
do.
word for you. It is brave for you to go do it, not safe for you.
Mm,
It is
Yep.
brave for you to go share your gift with the world. It's not safe. I'm not going to lie. It's not. Like
yeah, you're right.
there
I'm
is-
waiting on safe
there's-
and it doesn't exist.
it doesn't exist. The only safety and security you need is from within. When you feel it within yourself, that's all the safety and security you ever need. It doesn't come from outside of you. It doesn't come from money sitting in a bank account. It doesn't come from a roster full of clients. It doesn't come from any of those things. It comes from within. So give yourself a new word. It is brave for me. It is courageous for me. It's not safe.
That's what I needed. And thank you. I'll take the kick in the butt every time. Because I really received that well because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get off my butt. But thank you for that. Remember when you gave me the word betrayed on that problem I had?
I
the
never remember
mastermind?
anything I said.
That's okay. That completely shifted that whole situation and it's gone. And that's when I
Yeah.
learned the power of rewording, reassigning words to whatever it is. And thank you, because I needed this. I have the very strong feeling and knowing that when I really do put myself out there, there's going to be a huge shift in momentum. And
I'm also going to say this to you and to everybody. I believe wholeheartedly after this would again be one of the biggest takeaways to take from this. Don't spend your time on the branding, the website, all of that stuff. Are those things important? Yes, but they can come later. What's most important is that you are out there making invitations for people to be able to work with you and buy from you. People that you want to work with, people that you know wholeheartedly you can serve. Not just, I'm going to go put this offer, I'm just going to go put this out there because I need to make money. Don't do that. It is to me, but that's just because I don't operate from that place. Unless I can make income and impact at the same time, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with it. Unless I'm manifesting from a place of sole purpose and from my values and from my vision, I'm not fucking interested, period. I am not in this because I want to create some ridiculous lifestyle brand and like show you my Louis Vuitton bag. And like, that's not, I don't give like, do you give a shit that I drive a Range Rover? Absolutely, you do not. Did I put it out there the day absolutely not. That's not the type of business that I run, nor do my clients run. That's a genre in itself. It's out there. That is not the type of work that we are doing here. We are doing sole purpose work. And when it comes from that place, you cannot get it wrong. We sell from sole purpose. You can't get it wrong. It's impossible.
I agree. There's no desperation here. People selling out of desperation or seeking clients out of desperation, that's only going to go wrong. I'm totally with you. on
Okay, well,
that,
I'm going
so.
to call you up on this.
Okay.
You aren't selling out of hesitation. It might not be from a place of desperation, but there is hesitation, my love. And the world needs you
There
to
is.
stop being fucking hesitant and start selling.
Okay.
That's when the transformation happens. That is when it happens.
See
It's
this?
when she says yes.
Yep.
It's when she says yes, and you get to serve her. That's when the magic happens. But if you don't ask her, none of it gets to change. You don't get to have a transformation, and neither does she. Go be in your magic and go make an invitation.
Thank you. I know you're right, because I've been feeling this hesitation, like it's almost like this veil, like it's just right over there. It's just right over there. And I'm having conversations with people and things, but I'm not inviting people into anything. And that's just being a chicken.
Are you coming to
okay.
the workshop tomorrow?
I think I just saw, I've got to look, because I've got a pretty
Okay.
packed calendar this week.
As
But
I
I
say,
gotta look and see.
message with Erin. And actually, Erin, if you want to gift that to Brianna and Allie and Molly, I'm hosting a all-day workshop tomorrow with one of my business partners, Laura Wright, and it's all on income impact for 2023. I'm feeling it in this moment. I'm feeling very gifty this month. If you guys can attend, please attend. It's for all of our paid clients, but I think you guys would love it. I would really love to have you guys in there. Molly, bringing us home. How are you? Oh, let's see if we can get it unmute. I can't hear you. Can we hit unmute? There we go.
There. Okay.
Hi, Molly. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Actually, we did meet
How-
once a really long time ago in Fergus Falls.
Oh my goodness. So like you did like I came and did like a actual like group psychic medium reading.
Yeah.
Like a group in somebody's, that was a long time ago. Oh my gosh, what was that, like 6-7 years ago?
Oh yeah.
At least. And
At
you this whole
least.
time you've been on my email list? That's amazing.
So
Well, thank
Yep.
you. What would you like me to tap into for you?
I think kind of finances and possibly maybe some personal stuff.
Okay. So the first thing that came in is do you have children?
Yes,
Do you have a daughter?
I do.
Do you have one daughter?
Mhm.
Is she your oldest, or is she like older, like maybe teenager or older?
Teenager. Yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure. So is there anything going on with that relationship there that you're concerned or worry about? Anything at all with that? That was like the first thing that came to me was daughter.
I would say, you know, her and I are going away for this weekend, actually, for one of her gymnastics competitions, just her and I. So I was kind of, her and I are not as close as my son and I are. So
Okay. Yeah.
recently her and I have actually talked about that. And I said that, you know, and I let her know that this weekend I was hoping, you know, we could work on that.
Okay. So I feel like something this weekend might get said either by her or one of her friends, or like you're going to learn something about your daughter, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to maybe really strengthen the relationship with her. There's something about this weekend that there's going to be I don't know if something happens or something gets said that just allows her to see how strong you are for her. It feels more like of a social thing, like not like a performance thing, or it just I don't know if there's like some just I almost feel like this is like meant to like arm you with like you're gonna get to be ready for this. Like you're gonna get to like really almost have like, oh shit, this is what Amber was talking about. Now I get to like stay cool, stay calm, stay collected. And it's gonna strengthen that relationship where she's gonna know she can come to you, she can trust you. There's something along those lines. I feel like there's things she wants to tell you, but she's scared you're gonna freak out on her.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, like what teenage daughter isn't scared that their mom is gonna like freak out on them?
Right.
So
right.
go into this weekend knowing like that's not how you're gonna respond. You're gonna be able to like take a moment and process and then come back to her. And I really feel like going forward, I would love for you to have that with her where you're like, does her name start with an A?
It ends with an A.
I was gonna, like anything. I was gonna, I don't know why, but like the word Alyssa wanted to come out of my mouth. But like it feels like where you're going to be able to say, you know, like I just really thank you for sharing. I need to be with this. Give me a little bit of time and then let's talk about it, so that you can, there's something really important for her to see in your composure. It is going to be a game changer for your relationship with her now and going forward. Is she like 16?
13.
Is she like older for her age?
Yeah.
Like does she like look older than her age?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just seeing her feeling very, looking and feeling very mature.
Yeah.
So just be mindful, just take that with a grain of salt. But like, I really think that there is something significant about this. It was like the first thing that I started to tap into. Are you married?
Yes.
Is there anything about that that you want me to tap into?
To my knowledge, we are very happily married. So
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I'm just asking, like, yeah, don't don't assume it's like a bad thing. He's coming up for a reason. Like, so the reason I ask is I like husband relationship. I is there an opportunity for him to have some type of role change or promotion or something like that for his career? Is that coming up, or is there something like that?
he just about 3 weeks ago got a new job that has helped him very much. The last place that he was working for was very toxic. And
Got it.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
So I also feel like very quickly he's going to be promoted at this job that he just took. I would say like within the next March, April, like April 6th comes to me. It just feels like he really enjoys it, does well, stands out. I'm not sure if he's doing anything with like management now, but it feels like they're going to give him some additional like responsibility that comes with like a decent pay raise. Um, April is like a really great month for him. When is his birthday?
April.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like his birthday month. Yeah. So there's something really great about that for him. Which of course like just makes things happier, feel better at home too. I feel like, and what do you do anything? Okay, so the next word that I hear is school. Are you in a school setting? Are you thinking about going back to school? Anything for yourself like that, or taking classes or a course?
No,
What do you do now?
I'm a cabinet designer.
I see you doing some type of like online class. Do you have like continuing education or anything? I mean, I guess not if you're, do you work for a company or do you work for yourself?
No, I work for a company.
I feel like there's something coming for you where you're going to be like, I want to learn about that, or I want to know how to do that, or I want to enhance this. Like there's going to be some type of like learning opportunity for you that it might not, I don't think it's going to be actually related to what you're doing now. And I want you to say yes to it.
Okay.
Step into it. It feels like, I almost feel like you're going to eventually be like, I want to go to school for this.
Hmm.
It's something that you get really sparked up about. Just be open to it. Be
Okay.
curious, be open, and see what comes forward for that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, going back to the beginning, you had a question about something you wanted me to tap into.
Financial.
Finances.
I think. Yeah. I know where I want to be in 2 years. I'm hoping that it's in my future.
I don't tap into, I mean, good news, like everything that I feel, it feels like I would say things feel good. Your plan feels good. I would love to see more. Do you and your husband talk about money a lot?
We do. Yeah.
I would love to see more conversations about increasing income versus decreasing expenses. Does that match?
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of like, we need to cut here. We need to like, it feels like a worry, like we need to cut. And I don't know that you actually really need to make those cuts. It feels like money is actually okay. But there's like this intense need, desire, and it feels maybe more on your part, on one or the other part of focused on the cutting of expenses. Is that you or is that him?
Me.
I want you to just like take a deep breath around money. I don't know if it feels like this is like it feels like this is like a lifelong thing for you. You've kind of always been like this about money, like
Mhm.
very like intense on like, we shouldn't spend that on that. We should save this. Like, and I want you to enjoy more. I want you to enjoy this money that you've like earned. If like, do you save a lot or do you invest a lot or put a lot in savings? I feel like you get like kind of worked up, like you don't want balances to go below a certain amount. Does that match for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but it's an unnecessary stress and burden that you're putting on yourself. I really feel that.
Yeah.
I feel like enjoy the money that you've worked hard for.
Okay.
I would love to help you shift your money mindset around that. really kind of, yeah. Erin, can you make a note to add her to the next spiritual banker workshop, please? Thank you. I do this workshop, it's called Meet Your Spiritual Banker, where I take you into this guided visualization and you meet your spiritual banker from your past, your present, and your future. And they all have these like really significant messages for you specifically about money. And it can just be a really cool like experience to just see what like limiting beliefs and blocks there are about money, that kind of thing. And most of the time, the things that we pick up are from our parents. It feels like this is very much connected to like your mom.
I can see that.
Almost
Yeah.
to a T.
Mhm.
She feels like she's very kind of like tight with money, very like that's too, I hear the words that's too expensive. Yeah. Always. And so my invitation is to just shift that belief for yourself and for your family and to enjoy the finances that you have. Enjoy it. Doesn't mean you have to go crazy, but enjoy more. Like, don't let spending money be painful.
Okay. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah, let's work on that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. I know it was a little different since a lot of women have businesses, but still, I'm glad you were here.
So I do have one more question.
Oh yeah,
Out-
absolutely.
Out of the blue, recently we had somebody, a very young person in our family pass. Is she okay? I just want to know if she's with her mom and our grandparents.
Um, so her passing, was there anything with her passing that was like self-induced, anything like that at all?
I don't think so.
How old was she? Like I would say early 20s, late teens, somewhere like she feels very young like that.
43, but she does have a daughter that's in her early 20s that's getting married here in June.
Anything with that name Alyssa for either any or close to that for any of them?
Mm-mm.
I don't know where that name came from. Okay, it doesn't matter. Shit like that bugs me when I get a name because it's not very often. Okay, so the reason I ask is I'm feeling like there is like something peculiar about her passing, and I don't use the words intentional, but like somehow self-induced. Was she a big drinker
Not
or
to
drug abuse, anything like that?
possibly, and I don't know for 100% positive, but there could have
Okay.
been drug abuse in the past. I don't know about the present.
Man, I don't love the circumstances surrounding her death. Something just feels like, how did she pass?
They said it was a heart condition that she was just
I was going to
diagnosed.
ask if it was a heart attack. I was going to ask if it was a heart attack. But I'm assuming that you probably don't know anything like with toxicology. I feel, so number one, I feel like her passing, like there was, and maybe I could be wrong. I don't think, I don't know why else that would come to me. Just like I had a unsettling feeling that there was like something with either a combination of alcohol and like a prescription drug. Like it doesn't feel like it's like drug use, but it feels like prescription drug use. There feels like there was like some type of prescription, either like, oh man, without like having more information, it's kind of hard to kind of like keep going if you don't know like circumstances. So that was the first thing. I didn't love, it feels like that part of it. It just feels like a lower vibration for me. Is she okay? When we cross over, we're always okay instantly, is my belief, and is what the universe and what spirit shows me time and time again. Was her mom like your aunt or anything like that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I see her very clearly, very vividly. She feels like she just had like a huge personality, like super fun, super bubbly. Do you remember that of her?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
just a big energy, just no, absolutely together. The wedding is going to be difficult. It feels like her daughter is just like heartbroken that her
Mhm.
mom is gone. It feels like they were very close.
Mhm.
Is there a baby? Is there a baby already, or is there a small child? Like, was she a grandma? No, nothing like that. I feel like there's probably a child also coming quite quickly. I don't know if they're going to try to get pregnant after they get married, but
Could be.
that feels like that's going to happen also quite quickly.
Okay.
Ladies, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you had some inspiration, some motivation, something come to you and through you that felt profound and powerful that you can go bring into the world. And watch for more emails and messages from me. And just again, thank you for being a part of this with me.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you.
yeah, you're so welcome. Erin will send out the recording also. So wonderful. Thank you so much. See you guys soon.
Thanks. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.